What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Birds vs. Boys, Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers preview show here with Kmess. Thank you for hopping on the Birds vs. Boys YouTube channel. If it is your first time here, welcome to the family. Thanks for hopping in, and make sure you smash that subscribe button on the home page and keep this family growing. If you're back for more, well, we always appreciate the love and hope you enjoy all of the content that we provide here at Birds vs. Boys. And if you want more content, make sure you also subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts: Google, Spotify, Stitcher. We are there, and that's where you'll get full episodes with myself and Aiden Powers, along with some high-class guests. And of course, make sure you're following us everywhere on social media: TikTok, Instagram, and of course Twitter, so you don't miss a thing. And tell your friends, tell your family that the name may be Birds vs. Boys, but we talk way more than Cowboys and Eagles. We cover the entire NFL from draft to Super Bowl and everything in between. But right now, I'm here to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and their matchup against the one-win Carolina Panthers. For all of you that caught the full episode, looking forward to the Eagles and the Chiefs with Aiden and Morgan. I apologize for not being there. You may be able to hear it in my voice. Yesterday was a rough day for me with the sickness, so I was unable to record. I apologize for that. Looking forward to what probably is the biggest game of the season so far in terms of the Super Bowl rematch, the Kelsey and Taylor Swift Bowl, and what could be a rematch of back-to-back Super Bowls, a preview of it this year on Monday night. So looking forward to that game. Go Chiefs. But here I want to talk about the Cowboys. The Cowboys are on this quote-unquote mini streak here, this 3-game streak. Last week against the Giants, this week against the Panthers, and then Thanksgiving against the Commanders, which I don't think is going to be an easy game. One, because the Commanders are playing pretty good football, even though the record doesn't show it. Sam Howell leads the league in passing yards. They always play the Cowboys tough, and the Cowboys don't always show up on Thanksgiving. So that's going to be an interesting game. However, this game, this week in Carolina, is a must win. Just like last week against the Giants was a must win, this is a must win for the Dallas Cowboys against a bad team, against a rookie quarterback. Last week, they faced a bad team against a rookie quarterback. Granted, not the first overall pick like Bryce Young is, an undrafted guy who still lives at home and eats chicken cutlets with his mom. That's fine. They beat up on them. They did what they were supposed to do. Now, I didn't learn a whole lot about the Cowboys in that game, and we're not going to learn a lot about the Cowboys in this game because they're being the big bad bullies against bad teams. They're doing what they should do and win, except when it's against the Arizona Cardinals, but that's another story for another day. But they need the victories, right? They need the reps. So they are 6-3, being 7-3 heading into the Thanksgiving Day game against your rival, and then heading against Seattle, and then the Eagles again, and then that gauntlet of Buffalo and Miami and the Lions and the Commanders again to end the season. This is why you need to rack up victories now against bad teams. What do I want to see in this game? I want to see more of what we saw last week against the Giants, but with a little bit more tweaks. So, one thing that we've seen out of the bye, which everybody can agree as Cowboy fans and people that cover the team has been great, is the adaptiveness of the offense, right? Against the 49ers and beginning of the season, they weren't letting Dak really be Dak. People were asking, is this offense holding him back? Are they purposely hamstringing him because of the turnover issues that he had last season? People were asking a ton of questions. Why is this offense stagnant? Why is it run, run, pass, right? Run, run, pass, punt, run, run, pass, punt. That's what we felt this offense was before the bye. The running game still really hasn't gotten going with Tony Pollard. We've seen some sparks with Rico Dowdle, and I'll get to that in a minute. But what we have seen recently against the Eagles, we saw it. Definitely last week against the Giants, we saw it, is opening up the playbook, using more motion. increasing the productivity in the passing game, using the weapons that you have. Not only CeeDee Lamb, who has now gone 3 straight weeks with at least 10 catches and 150 yards. We're going to need that to continue again to make it 4 straight weeks. But using Brandon Cooks, which not only me, I'm not going to take credit for it, but all of Cowboys Nation basically was pleading for. They used him. He had a touchdown. He had his biggest game of the season in terms of receptions, in terms of yards, in terms of impact. Continue that against this Carolina team. Continue to get to the ball to your playmakers in CeeDee Lamb. Continue to get Ferguson involved, who is an up-and-coming tight end one. And hopefully get involved some other guys. Peyton Hendershot, healthy. There's a chance he could play because beyond Ferguson, we haven't seen much in terms of the tight end game this year, right? Second pick in the draft, Luke Schoonmaker has so far been a dud, right? His biggest play of the season was a catch. That was a touchdown. That was not at half an inch away against the Philadelphia Eagles. So hopefully a guy like Peyton Hendershot, even though he has drop issues as well, can be a kind of spark to the offense in the tight end room. Then there's that running back game that I've talked about, that running back room. Tony Pollard is your franchise guy. $10 million running back. You want to get him the rock. I've been pleading for it. Ask my co-host Aiden for years. Get 20 the ball. 20 needs more touches. He's coming off the injury and he doesn't look the same. We have to be frank about it. The offensive line has not been wonderful in pass blocking, but what we've seen is Tony Pollard hasn't been able to find those holes or make people miss so far, but Rico Dowdle has. Now, I'm not saying give 100% of the snaps to Rico and bye-bye Tony Pollard. No. But Tony Pollard basically said it to us last year that after 15 carries a game, he's done. The ability to use a two-back system will help Tony Pollard. Skip Pete, who was the running backs coach for the Dallas Cowboys up until this season, said so last year. If you want to pay Tony Pollard, you better have a second running back to be that wind and fire that him and Zeke were, because he's not going to be that bell cow 30 calorie a game guy. And we kind of all knew that. So we need to get Rico Dowdle more involved. We've seen the juice, the energy that he brings to the offense. He runs with power. He runs with speed. He can help you at the goal line, and so can Hunter Lipke. So in those goal-to-goal situations where this team has been floundering, you have a fullback that can carry the ball. You have another running back who runs with power in Rico Dowdle. Give them their chances in the red zone. And also continue to use that play action game and that beautiful touchdown that you had to Ferguson last week in the end zone. That play is not run enough. Stuffed up the middle. Your tight end pretends to block it. Boom, he's wide open in the corner of the end zone. Use it all the time until they stop it. But continue to get this running game going with the two-back system and give Rico Dowdle more chances. So we've already said get your playmakers involved. Cooks, Lamb, Ferguson, Rico. I want to continue to see Dak using his legs, because once he became that athlete again, that's who he is. That's the quarterback he is. That is the Dallas Cowboys quarterback that we have loved since 2016 when he was a rookie. Now, I get it. He's not the athlete he used to be. He's gone through a litany of injuries that has held him back. But the threat of the run, you can see what that does to the defenses of opening it up. The ability for him to take it 6, 7, 12 yards into the end zone, as long as he doesn't step out at the 2-yard line reaching for the pylon. But that threat that he brings as an athlete opens up the game, opens up the field for the running game, for the pass game, and will only help to continue this offense move forward towards December, January, and the playoffs. Those are the things you need. And in cold weather games, which, hey, if they happen to play in Philly in the playoffs, It's going to be a cold weather game. You're going to need Dak to be able to use his legs. Continue to use the motion. I just want to see this offense continue to stay humming like they have against the past few weeks, right? Continue that momentum. Now the defense, I need you to go hunt, right? Bryce Young, he's a rookie, he's young. They don't have the playmakers. Their offense has really been struggling. You just need to do what you need to do and go hunt. Take the ball away, Deron Bland. Stuff the run, DeMarcus Lawrence. And let's get our lion back involved, right? I know people this week I saw, is Micah Parsons losing a step? No, okay? He left the game last week annoyed, didn't talk to the media, and people were thinking, it's a 32-point win and you're angry. I get it. Micah didn't record a stat in this game, and he's not used to doing that, but he affects the game in so many other ways. Being able to take on double and triple team blocks so Dante Fowler can go eat. But we need to get him involved, not only for the play on the field, but for his psyche as well, right? The Lion needs to hunt. Go hunt Bryce Young. Go get 2 or 3 sacks to get that momentum back for Micah Parsons, because he is such an intangible, not only just to this defense, but to this entire team. This team goes, not only as Dak goes, but as Micah goes, right? We need Micah to get involved, sacking the quarterback, making plays behind the line of scrimmage, getting him hyped back up. But the defense, like I said, just do what you do. Hold down this malign, young, except for Thielen, Panthers offense. Don't get hurt. Go in there, win the game, 34-13, 38-16, something like that. Go out, turn the ball over, stay healthy, continue the momentum towards this harder stretch run where you're going to have a short week coming off the Sunday for 25 game, then playing at home on Thanksgiving, then another Thursday, and then you have that mini bye heading into your home game, Birds versus Boys, December 11th, right? That's going to be here before we even know it. But just the only thing I say is stay healthy, continue to do what you do, take care of business, stack up another W, 7th on the season, go 7-3, and then you go worrying about taking care of home field advantage on Thanksgiving. But my last note is this team needs to play better on the road. The last time we saw them out, they did play better in Philadelphia. The offense looked great. They had multiple chances to win the game, and they didn't. We saw what they did in San Francisco. That's their kryptonite. We understand that, but they lost that game. We saw what they did in Arizona and lost that game. They need to establish themselves on the road, and this is the perfect week to do it against Carolina. So I say the Cowboys win 34-13, 38-16. They take care of business. The offense keeps humming, and the defense begins to hunt again. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I will be back for a recap show immediately after the Cowboys take on the Carolina Panthers, which will be here on the YouTube channel. And again, for full episodes, make sure you listen to us everywhere podcasts are. We are there. Aiden and I will be bringing you a full show recapping the Eagles' big game against the Chiefs and looking forward towards the Thanksgiving Day games. I appreciate it. This has been Kmess. Make sure you follow us everywhere at Birds vs. Boys. Go Cowboys.
Chris Hansen here, and I'm going to need you all to take a seat right over there and check out Birds vs. Boys.
I think you're completely right here, and I hate it.
Yep. Hey, idiots. Stop doing dumb things.
I got 2 phones.
Upset alert. Upset alert. I might go insane.
I think you're already there.
There's no hope. Hope is gone.
If this was an AFC North podcast, we'd be done in 15 minutes.
Bob Hope. I'm going to drink bleach.
That is the team you promised me you were going to be this year.
This is the Consciously Hopeful podcast.
I'll be watching.